Thank you very much, State Secretary Aurescu. Allow me to remind you that when you first invited me to speak to this conference, I was quite reluctant because I had the feeling that coming and to speak here about oil, gas, pipelines will distort the contemplative atmosphere of this conference. I'm afraid I will make this kind of breaking the atmosphere for another subject, a totally different subject that you have expressed here, but a subject that is totally dependent on the results of the activities that you have deployed together with your team. Also, listening to the delicate, rigorous, diplomatic and juridical wording in the impressive presentation of Professor Pelé, of Judge Cote and Ambassador Dinescu, I have kind of feeling that I might look like a Baba truck driver hired by venture capitalists for invading the serene atmosphere surrounding this debate. But as you will see, I do not intend to speak about contentious issues. Instead, I will speak about new opportunities for cooperation that this debate, these resolutions could open for the region, for the Black Sea. In general, I would like to present you a few issues about the internal energy situation in southeastern Europe in connection with the prospects of energy developments in the European Union, and also to make a case for transforming and trying to contribute together with our neighbors to improving the business climate in this region in order to create new opportunities for developments. From these perspectives, the settlements of the negotiations regarding the borders in the Black Sea region could contribute definitely to such kind of positive developments and creating new opportunities. As a general context, it is clear that we are heading towards a more energy-intensive world, where probably in 20 years we will witness a doubling of the global energy consumed in comparison with 1990. This is mainly due to the latest developments in the emerging markets, but also to the high intensity of the energy, of the industrial sectors developing in these regions. Also, for European Union, the energy mix will continue to be highly influenced by the consumption of oil and gas, which will represent also at the perspective of 2020 more than 50% of the global energy consumed, despite all the decisions, all the policies promoted by the European Union, meaning the 2020 or 2030 legislative packages. For Romania, the oil and gas sector will also continue to have an overall more than 50% contribution to the energy consumed, Romania being, and unfortunately remaining, one of the most intensive and less energy efficient economies in the European Union. I remind you that based on the Association of Energy Efficiency recent report, Romania is more than 2.5 more energy intensive, more or less energy efficient than the economies in the rest of the medium of energy intensity in the rest of Europe. The oil and gas sector in Romania will continue to be relevant, but unfortunately, the legend and our self-sufficiency that we will continue to represent the third energy independent country in the European Union is just an illusion, because more and more the onshore oil and gas production will steadily decline, and the extracted volumes of oil and gas will be not compensated by the new exploration and the new reserves. Indeed, what will be the result of this? The imports, the presumptive imports of oil and gas for Romania will increase, and what we are considering now as being reassuring 18 to 20% gas imports could be transformed in 20 years probably in more than 60 or 70% imports. There are 4 solutions identified by industry for preventing such kind of evolution. First of all, oil and gas enhanced technological solutions in order to take advantage of the technology for using the existing resources in Romania, opening and encouraging deep water operation in the Black Sea, moving forward with the unconventional exploitation of gas resources in Romania, and increasing energy efficiency, for the reasons I have already expressed. These trends are part of the very discouraging trends regarding energy imports for the European Union. For example, for oil, we expect in 2020 the oil imports to increase for European Union to about 90%, and for gas to about 70%. This will impact dramatically the price of the gas that will be shipped through the European pipelines, with specific observation that the gas prices in the European Union, including in our region, will become more competitive when there are more supplies, more sources of supply, and higher interconnectivity. For this reason, the European Union has set a very ambitious plan for creating an upgrade of the energy infrastructure within European Union, based on financing the project of common interest that will impact definitely also the region of Central and Southeastern Europe, including the neighborhood in the Black Sea. If you are looking to the map, it is clear that one of the first projects that could impact the region will be the TAP project, who won the competition with a recent competition with Nabucco. But also the same region will be impacted by the new shippings of LNG in Greece, in Croatia, and in Poland. The present situation of the infrastructure in the region is daunting. A lot of blockages, a lot of routes without connections to the region or to the larger gas market. For this reason, the ambitious plan of the European Union for the region is to create all these sorts of interconnectors like the one between Romania and Bulgaria, the strategic interconnector between Bulgaria and Greece, finalizing the reverse flow between Romania and Hungary, the strategic interconnector between Hungary and Austria, and so on. This should be foreseen, should be included in a larger solidarity that we, the countries from this region, need to allocate to our neighborhood. And I'm talking here not only about the countries in the Western Balkans who are now not members of the European Union, but also in our neighborhood. I remind you that Republic of Moldova and Ukraine are members of the Energy Community Treaty, and we, Romania, consider that these countries should be also part of the projects that are developed under the umbrella of the European Union for strengthening the interconnectivity and enlarging gas market. As sources for Southeastern Europe and Central Europe, we foresee in the next 10 to 20 years, first of all, the entering into function of the Southern Corridor, then the developments of the resources in the Black Sea, the LNG flows, especially caused by the reverse supply from the existing routes coming from the United States, the impact of the shale gas revolution, and also the shale gas revolution that will impact this region. As priority action for our region, there are, in our vision, two priority actions. The interconnection between north and south of the corridor by this so-called north-south main route, European route, and the east-west supply corridor with gas that will take advantage of the possible resources in the Black Sea. This is something that needs to be connected with the perspective of the development of the gas of market in southeastern and eastern Europe. If you allow this market probably will increase with more than 100 BCM overall in Europe and in Eastern and Central Europe with about 40 BCMs. European Union is intending to further develop some gas supply corridors like the one presented in this map. The weakness of these new corridors are the sources of gas. There are also merits because some of these new corridors are also impacting Moldova and Ukraine. And it's the first time when we foresee a connection between the gas market in Central and Southeastern Europe and Eastern neighborhood. For Romania, creating such kind of interconnection between East and West is a priority because we consider that this could be a contribution to the future energy gas market, to enlarging the gas market, and we have already mentioned the fact that larger the market, more source of gas, lower prices for gas. We could consider also that by the failure of Nabucco, there are still some European fundings remaining after the allocation for Nabucco. And this could be also considered as a co-funding for such kind of development, development of this interconnection. We will be ready to contribute to such kind of connection by using our national transmission system, by using our storage capacity, and by connecting the Black Sea shore to the Romanian national transmission system. This is a sketch, a map of what could be such kind of connection using or developing further the infrastructure of the national transmission system in Romania. This could also take advantage of the interconnectors that will be finalized with Hungary and Bulgaria, also to take advantage of the finalization of the interconnector with, towards Moldova. But in order to progress with such kind of plans, there is a need for considering a better business environment and better conditions for developing of the operation in the Black Sea, offshore operations in the Black Sea. Sure, as mentioned here, there is a clear contribution to this this important process of border delimitation, but also governments in the Black Sea region needs to develop and continue to develop predictable business environment like legislation, investment protection, stimulative royalties regime to take into consideration the complexity of the operation in deep water, and also to create a predictable gas market. It will create benefits in terms of investment, budgetary revenues, and also energy security. The intense activity of exploration exploitation in the Black Sea region is mainly focused now in the western part of the Black Sea. But as you can see, there are very important big companies that are foreseeing their future activity of exploration of gas and oil in the Black Sea. There is a huge potential in the Turkish Black Sea shore, huge potential also in the Russian Black Sea shore, and there are very impressive developments and perspectives in the Ukrainian continental shelf. The settling of the maritime boundaries between Ukraine and Romania also, this is an important example, opened the possibility for the licenses, for opening the tender licensing for exploration, exploitation on the two sides. For Romania, the blocks offered to the 10th public calls of offer was very successful. For example, we can see here the blocks that were offered in 2010 with very important companies starting to explore the possibilities that exist in this region. At this moment, we have important companies like Lukoil, led consortium, also Sterling, definitely the important blocks that are now explored by OMV Petrom and Exxon. The recent transfer of the deep water between the Sterling Consortium and OMV Petrom, but in general there is a very intense exploration and already exploitation activity in the Romanian region of the continental shelf, as you can see from here. For example, OMV, as mentioned, OMV Petrom is already very active in the deep water. Also will become, OMV will become active in the deep water of the Bulgarian block of Han Aspura, and there are important perspectives in the Sivka block in the Ukrainian side. Lukoil is also very active in the eastern side of the continental shelf, and the prospects for drilling in the next 4 and 5 years in the Black Sea are also very encouraging. As you can see, the most intensive activity will be in the located in the western side of the Black Sea. Also important to note the opening of possible drilling activity in Tuasupinski and Western Chernomorsky blocks in the Russian zone. There is an important issue I also briefly want to mention: the need for cooperation between riparian countries to increase the offshore security. As you have seen, there is an intense activity of drilling, very complicated, very complex industries, very complex operations in deep water. And as you know, after the 2010 accident in the Gulf of Mexico, all the countries, European Union also considered the need for increasing the safety measures in order to prevent this kind of accidents. As a result, European Union set a directive in 2013 for increasing the safety rules and increasing the cooperation between countries and the European Commission. And from this, and starting from this kind of this directive and this kind of framework of cooperation for safety measures, we foresee that there is a huge potential to cooperate between the countries in the Black Sea region for sharing experience, creating kind of partnerships for strengthening the joint capability for contingency planning and for preventing environmental risk and consequences to the riparian states. I'm glad that Ambassador Dinescu mentioned the possibility to make such kind of benchmarking between different solutions. And I consider that for our region, for the European Union, is important also to foresee the possibility of sharing experience with other regions from the activity we foresee in the Black Sea region, especially the subject of high interest to European Union is the evolution in the East Mediterranean. As a conclusion, I consider that there is a high potential for cooperation between the countries in the Black Sea region, Southeastern Europe region, with European Union in setting a larger gas market where the resources in the Black Sea could contribute substantially. We need, in order to succeed, we need a sound business environment in the Black Sea region. Romania is ready to consider its contribution to east-western corridor for supplying with gas the European gas market, and there is also a need to create a substantial cooperation in the region for preventing accidents that might occur during the exploitation.